Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Real Housewives of Atlanta review. So y'all, Nene has been online all week bumping her gums, talking about how the ratings are going to skyrocket and the premiere has finally happened now that she's on the show. I'ma see that. I'ma test that theory because a lot of y'all feel like that, so I'ma test that theory and we gonna see based on the reviews for this episode, okay, my viewership, because my views have been great for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we shall contrast and compare and see. Because if it's the same, go on somewhere away from me with this, Lenithia. Okay? But you know, whatever you gotta say to get everybody excited about you being on the show, because it wasn't like we knew you wasn't gonna be there on the first episode. I mean, I think that was her little slap on the wrist for snatching up the production staff and everybody, the cameraman. I think that might have been her little slap on the wrist for that. But anyway, and they put her at the end of the line on, you know, when they hold the peaches. So that might be something else. But you know what? Somebody asked me to talk about the taglines. Normally, I don't talk about taglines because I don't care about the taglines. The last time the taglines were exciting to me was when Kandi was, I may be small, but oh, like that was the last time. That was the last time. But let's go ahead and check out some of these taglines before we get into the shenanigans of the episode. So, Cynthia Bailey, the only time that I look back is to see how far I've come. Or when you're looking back at it, Cynthia. But either way, okay. Eva Marcel, I'm living my dreams, not above my means. I think it's cute because, you know, it's a catch to the rumors from last season that she ain't had no money, okay? Kandi says, don't check for me unless you got to check for me. And I think that's, you know, staying in the line of, you know, I made a shade tree into a money tree. Kandi is $1 million woman. Kandi is a businesswoman. Kandi is a mogul. And as long as money is, you know, in her tagline and she's staying true to her brand, yeah, okay, whatever. I may be small. Oh, that's what I miss, okay? Kenya, I was gone with the wind and now I'm back and twice as fabulous. Yes, I'm actually here for Kenya's tagline. Nene, I'm on a spiritual journey and still traveling first class. Okay, so I'm cool with it because it shows where you're trying to be this season and the narrative you're trying to put out there about your life at this point. My problem is putting spiritual and first class in the same sentence and not understanding how those two things, I don't know, are in conflict with one another. Because if you were on your spiritual journey and really trying to get to the bread and meat of who you are, then some things just don't need to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's just a tagline, but I'm just telling y'all what came to my mind when I heard it. And it was like, I'm on a spiritual journey, but nothing has changed. I'm Dr. Heavenly. Like, it's like that. Portia Williams, this phoenix has risen, and I'm saying bye, Ashes. I think I might like hers the best. Bye, Ashy. Yeah. Yeah, and then, you know, you're putting that behind you. You and Kenya are closer now. You're rising from the phoenix to the ashes, because everything that had went down. Yeah, girl, I'm here for Portia's tagline. Probably Kenya and Portia's taglines are my two favorite. And now that we talked about that, let's go ahead and talk about what happened in the actual episode. Eva and Cynthia go look at a house together and discuss her having to abruptly move after Nene got her address. I didn't realize that. I thought you had to move just because everybody was, you know, finding out where you was living. I didn't know it was specifically Nene. I thought everybody was kind of talking about it, and I thought your ex-homegirl was the one that put all your business out here in the streets. So I was like, oh, so we just gonna blame that on Nene? I didn't realize that was her fault, but okay. I mean, if Eva doesn't like Nene at this point, I can't be upset with her about it. Shit, I don't like Nene at this point. I mean, you know, I'm glad she back, but if she's going to give everybody her ass to kiss like she did last season, y'all can keep her. I don't want to see her be defensive and beef with everybody and dish what she can't take, because, you know, you're sitting up there talking about how, oh, all these girls gonna sit up there and talk about me. They need to be ready for when I clap back. But it's like, Nene, they're talking about you because of the issues y'all have all had, stemming primarily from you being hypocritical. But we'll talk about that later. Because let's be clear, Nene completely overreacted because Kenya got on the mic at Cynthia's party. Let's be very clear. Everything went downhill from that. And if anybody thinks that that is worth falling out with your close friend about, you need to grow up just like Lanithia does. The ghetto. Eva is constantly referring to Kevin McCall as the donor. And, you know, I guess, like, you didn't know he... Never mind. I'm going to let it go. But either way, okay, I told y'all on the Bondy Blue show, it's not like she doesn't have anything to worry about. That Negro is crazy. So they go to look at this house, okay? I personally thought, you know, oh, that's all y'all are going to do? Okay, like, you know, I'm not judging. At the end of the day, that house is probably bigger than my house. But you know how you got like 2 kids already and 1 bun in the oven, and y'all probably gonna have more kids. And it just kind of seems like y'all are just moving from pillar to post, and y'all keep getting temporary places to live instead of trying to find something that's behind some really good gates, you know, that is going to, you know, fit your family size, you know. But I get it. Everybody can't have the house that Monique got on Real Housewives of Potomac, because that's the house that just came to mind for all them kids. Like, oh, Lord, that's what you need. Eva thanks Cynthia for being so supportive. They are definitely having a girl-mance right now. And Eva feels as if she should have been nicer to Cynthia initially instead of thinking that they were about to be some type of competition for one another, because she instantly went into that mode, which was not the move. You are not Cynthia's competition. You're more like a protege, okay? I know y'all might want to argue about this, but we're not going to argue about it. I know what Cynthia has done in the fashion industry, and I know what Eva has done in the fashion industry, and Cynthia wins. So we're not going to act like there was some real competition. Play your position. I'm glad y'all are cool. I'm glad y'all are friends. Y'all seem like, you know, mild-tempered, calm, beautiful women that would get along. So I'm glad y'all are getting along. However, I am really going to need, for whatever friendship is formed, not to lead to Cynthia feeling the need to fight Eva's battles for her, because she don't need you to. If she gonna talk her ass into these checks that she's writing that her ass can't cash, let her do it on her own, Cynthia. You can be cool and defend her when things happen that, you know, she probably might need defending. Like if somebody dead ass wrong, or you just giving your opinion, by all means do what you gotta do. But see, all of that you was doing at Kenya's, you know, little party or whatever, I felt like that was too much. But I also felt like that didn't mean that Kenya, you know, should have felt like she could raise up on you, you know, like, you know, don't interrupt me, girl. I don't know who the fuck you talking. I'm sorry, but I'm grown. You're not about to talk to me like that. Then they talk about how they're going to run into Nene at Pride. Cynthia is going to be on the Bravo float for Pride, and Nene is supposedly going to be there as well. But Cynthia don't want no problems. Cynthia don't want no beef. And for some reason, Cynthia thinks that they can get past whatever it's been. You know, we can get past it. And I was like, oh, Cynthia, that's a part of the problem. Because I feel like we've been on this roller coaster with you and Nene over and over again. She's disrespectful. Y'all fight. Y'all argue. Y'all say slick stuff. Whatever the stuff y'all say may be, y'all say stuff. And then Cynthia comes back to Nene and wants to make up. And then Nene says, okay, after a while, okay, fine, I'll make up with you. And then you guys make up, and then we go through the cycle all over again. And it is exhausting. So to hear Cynthia say that, you know, she and Nene can make up, even though I'm a mature woman and always feel like there's room for somebody to, you know, get past a misunderstanding, I don't know if that's what this is. I don't know if Nene is ever going to be the friend that she should be to somebody like Cynthia. And I'm not saying that Cynthia is perfect, but I have been here for all of these seasons that Cynthia and Nene have been on this show together. And no matter what any of y'all are talking about, I feel like she takes advantage of the fact that Cynthia is more mild-mannered than she is, okay? And now you want to sit up there and call a lady weak, but that's how you like your friends, because they have to be stuck up your ass to be your friends. Because as soon as anybody says anything that Nene doesn't agree with, then all of a sudden we were never friends and we not friends now. She's done that several times. I can't tell y'all how many times I didn't see her fall out with Kenya, and I don't know what the hell happened. We was cool the other day, and then we didn't came here today and you ain't speaking. So I personally don't have time for what Nene, you know, does, which is I'm the queen and everybody has to bow down to me. That's how she feels. And I get that that's your persona on this show, but in real life, everybody is on this show holding a peach and getting a check. So please calm down. It ain't that deep. And let's not forget that you thought that you were so much better than the show that you didn't need the show. Yet here you are, back on the show. Okay. It's a Jocelyn Hernandez situation. Portia and Tanya are friends now. She went from being Nene's friend to Eva's good friend to now my friend. Okay, look. Apparently, Paul and Tanya, because that's Tanya's man, and Portia and Dennis used to hang out and do a lot of couples things together. That was our other couple. Y'all, I think it's cute because I love Tanya. I think Tanya's vibe is great. I thought Tanya came in there dressed to the nines. That sweater dress and that Gucci belt and the necklaces and the tennis bracelet. I was just like, I love how she puts her outfits together because it seems effortless. And that's what I like about it. So, of course, because Nene is back, we have to talk about, has anybody talked to Nene? No, ain't nobody talked to Nene. Portia says, I didn't feel like this was going to be a good day. But, I got up and I put these lashes on and I put this hair up like this. And, I felt better. I was like, good for you, Portia. Sometimes that's what you got to do. That's why women got to go get their nails and their feet done, get a massage, get your hair done, with your lashes done. You got to make yourself feel good by helping yourself look good. Because if I look in the mirror and feel like, all right, bitch, you look cute, then that's going to make me feel a little bit better. So I understood what Portia was saying. And then Portia gives us more of what happened in therapy with Dennis and Dr. Sherry. And she said that Dennis said that she wasn't available for him, and that's why he stepped out on her. But then, as I'm going through my phone and I see all these pictures, look, we were happy. He just gave me a dog that day, and that was when he cheated on me. And then this day we did our photo shoot, and then he cheated on me, and then we were good then. So she's just looking at all of these happy memories that they seem to have, but apparently she wasn't emotionally available for him. And that is what pisses me off. When you a dog, you a cheater, and you was a dog before y'all got together, but she just wanted to act like she didn't know you was a dog because she was so blissfully happy to finally be getting what she wanted, which was a man and a baby. Okay? However it may have happened, I feel like Portia was willing to overlook things because of what she thought she was going to be getting out of this situation. And I don't care what nobody say. Somebody having a lot of females before I come into the picture is one thing. But them cheating on me while I'm pregnant is a totally different situation. And that is even more different from not taking responsibility and trying to blame her for it in some way. Y'all had not been together long enough for you to feel like, oh, I'm not happy, I'm gonna go cheat. First of all, that's never a good enough excuse as far as I'm concerned. If you're not happy, leave the relationship. But you're not going to make two wrongs and think you're making something right, because that's not how any of this works. Okay, the 5 heartbeats told y'all, 2 wrongs don't make it right. Okay, they told you. And you act like you ain't here. So finding out that that's what Dennis told Portia, that made me mad. That made me mad on her behalf. I was just like, I don't know why y'all go back to these men. Melody, Portia, I don't know why y'all go back to men that cheat on y'all, dog y'all out, and then tell y'all it's y'all fault. I'd have stabbed him by now. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, swear for God. Oh, thank you, Jesus, for my husband, because I swear for God, I'm too violent for this type of stuff. My daddy didn't raise me to handle this type of foolishness without getting violent. Oh, the Lord is still working on me. I'm sorry. So Portia, says that she's going to go see Dr. Sherry alone and see, how that works out and what Dr. Sherry says she should do. I say, girl, you looking for Dr. Sherry to tell you whether you should leave Dennis or not? I know that's not what you're looking for. Girl, go on somewhere away from me with this. That's your decision. So y'all, Kenya has her cousin over. Kenya is a helicopter mom. As soon as the girl tried to take the baby out the high chair, Kenya completely flips out because she didn't take the high chair table off first before she pulled her out. I was just like, oh Lord, Kenya, see, ain't nobody gonna want to watch your baby if you're gonna be doing all of this. You're gonna have to keep hiring people instead of having free labor from family members because they don't want to deal with you and your helicopter crazy ass smothering and all of that. So anyway, they discuss Mark and how Mark doesn't put much energy into the marriage or the relationship with Kenya. Everything is about the baby. And now Kenya is starting to feel like, have you made me jealous of my own baby? Because everything is always about her, but mommy need love too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I don't like Mark. I don't like Mark. And I also don't know what video a lot of y'all are watching. I had to block somebody last week because they was talking about I just can't stand. I don't know if I blocked them. Maybe I just ignored them. I don't know. Sometimes I block. Sometimes I delete y'all comments. Who knows? It's a lot. I don't know. But either way, they were talking about I just don't like Kenya. And I'm like, first of all, I'm defending Kenya just because I feel like she shouldn't be able to get in Cynthia's face and shush her like she a child does not mean that I don't like Kenya or that I'm not happy to see that Kenya's back. So I just kind of feel like, first of all, Kenya came at me on Twitter, which is why I really didn't like her, okay? I wasn't even atting you. Just because somebody else at you, bitch, I didn't at you. Don't come at me, okay? I didn't send for you, all right? Use your own shit against you. So anybody that's sitting up here acting like, oh, I just don't like Kenya and I can't stand Kenya, I don't know what you're watching. I don't know what video you watching. I don't know who you listening to, but you need to get your crazy standing ass off my page if that's how you feel. Because I'm telling y'all right now, I don't like Mark because I don't like the way he treats Kenya. Kenya is obviously giving this her all and trying I know a lot of y'all think that the marriage and all of that wasn't real. I don't think that. I think that Mark is a very attractive man, and I think if anybody was faking the funk, it was him faking the funk with her and not the other way around. I don't think she paid him to be with him and all of that, to be with her and all that type of stuff. I don't believe none of that. I believe that Kenya was into a man and a man was into who Kenya Moore is. Okay, I think that he was even happy to impregnate Kenya Moore just so he can be like my baby mama Kenya Moore and I can have this beautiful little baby with Kenya Moore. Because I really need to understand why you would lay down. Well, first of all, why would you marry a woman, lay down with her, have a baby with her, go through the process, do all of this so that you can treat her like shit on the bottom of your shoe when the baby is around? I mean, y'all. They were having a conversation. Once Mark got to the house and they sitting up there eating and he wanted breakfast and she ain't have no eggs. So he was like, what kind of dorm room refrigerator is this? You ain't got no eggs. First of all, I'm here with the baby every day while your ass is in New York doing whatever you doing, trying to make your business, great and all of this type of stuff, whatever, okay? Because that's foolishness to me as well, all right? Y'all should have worked this out before y'all had that baby and all of that. But y'all didn't, so here we are. Either way, Kenya is dealing with that baby probably for the most part on her own. I'm sure she has a nanny and some type of help. But I'm sure she wants to be hands-on with her baby in a way that sometimes things fall through the cracks like, oh, we ran out of eggs. How about you stop complaining about it and get your ass up and go to the store and get some more eggs and come back with them so I can cook them instead of sitting up here complaining about it and then ignoring her while she's trying to talk to him. When they finally sit down, first of all, she fixed him some nice pancakes, 2 little sides of turkey bacon with some fruit on the plate. It was nice looking. It looked like it was good. Syrup, fruit, bacon, I would have been fine with that. So the fact that he even complained and tried to act like her pancakes was about to be nasty, I was just like, you're doing way too much. And it's because you think too highly of yourself. Probably another reason why his ass was single for as long as he been single. Because for somebody to come into the picture and tell you that you don't know how to mother your child, but then they not ever really around to help you, I'm just kind of like, nigga, please. Like, I'm not feeling Mark. I'm not feeling how I feel watching Kenya obviously pleading for love and attention from a man that's condescending and disrespectful and ignoring her. Like, all of that shit was blowing me. And I was just so mad watching them interact with one another. And then she asked him who comes first because he got a birthday coming up and she wants to make it just the two of them. But he's like, no, we not going on no trip without the baby. No, that's not happening. So now they got to bring the trip on the baby, and that means that's less time for her. What that's telling me is his relationship with you is not important. He's on his way out of this relationship with you. This is about the baby now. And it almost makes me feel like it's always been about the baby. For him, just as much as it's been like that for her. Child, he got Kenya sitting up there giving these long prayers and all that. The food getting cold. All because she's trying to pray that they stay together. I don't like him. And I feel bad for her. Period. But it's apparent that you don't come first, Kenya. It's very apparent. It's very sad because it shouldn't be like that. And I'm going to tell y'all, we'll talk about this for a second. I didn't always agree with that sentiment that the marriage comes before the child, because I've seen so many people neglect their children for men or for women or for relationships or whatever. But ultimately, what I figured out is when it comes to a family unit, the marriage needs to be secure so that the family is secure. If the marriage is in turmoil, then the family is in turmoil. So sometimes the people in the marriage have to work on their marriage so that they can be better examples to their children. Okay? And I think that's just the realness of the situation. So Mark feeling as if he can be in this marriage and this relationship and not pay Kenya any attention is going to cause Kenya to resent her beautiful little baby that she loves so much, because he gives the baby the love and the attention that he won't give her. And because Kenya didn't have a mom to show her any love or, you know, any affection and all of that, she already has a hole there. So there's already, you know, like a recipe for her to have some type of dysfunctional relationship with her baby. Oh, her child, as that child gets older, you know, resenting that child for having the love of the man that she really wanted to be with, and he just didn't love her. He just loved the baby. So I feel like it's unfortunate because he doesn't even realize how the way he's acting can end up tarnishing the relationship between Kenya and that baby. And regardless to how he may feel, that child is always going to need her mother. Always. So I just kind of feel like Mark is an asshole, and I feel like Kenya need to just let this thing go. Let it go. Please let it go. Let him be a baby daddy. Let him be an ex-husband. Let him, you know, come and see his baby when he's in town. You know it's not going to be a lot. But please do not let this man create resentment in you towards your child because he treats you like shit now that the baby has come. All right, y'all. Nene and Greg are getting ready to do an American Cancer Society infomercial. And Nene is getting emotional about, you know, how far they've come. Y'all know Greg is cancer-free now, and they've gotten to the end of the tunnel. So, you know, they're doing infomercials and being a part of the American Cancer Society so that, you know, they can put awareness out there and get money and help people, you know, because this is something that they've been through. When she starts to cry, she says, I don't want to make it about me because then everybody's going to think, you know, I'm being selfish and making it about myself. And he was like, but it is about you, Greg. You know, Greg is very supportive. And as Roxanne says, Forrest Rock's a professional Nene Lee's husband. So now that he has his health back, he can get back into the mode of holding her purse and, you know, securing her emotionally. But she always tells us how before he got sick, their marriage was already on the rocks. So him getting sick did not make it any better. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like she did not exhaust me, annoy me, and offend me when she used him being sick as a way to treat people like trash. And that is what she did. And I feel like there are a lot of people that have forgotten that, but I have not. She does admit that she wasn't a great caretaker. I'm glad she can admit that. Y'all should have got a nurse, but whatever. But I'm glad that Greg is okay. I'm glad y'all are still together, and I'm glad that y'all have gotten through it. Nene talks to Greg and says that she did reach out to Cynthia at one point. She made it sound like she said something nice to Cynthia, but really she was texting Cynthia to check her about something, and Cynthia blocked her. And I was like, good for you, Cynthia. And Greg says that Nene needs to take responsibility for her part in the breakdown of their relationship, and I just don't know if that will ever happen, but time will tell. Because she'll come and cry and say she's sorry and make up with you, but then, you know, later on, we don't know. We act like it ain't never happened. Candy and Todd. So they want to get this room together for the baby, and they're thinking about taking Kayla's room. And y'all know that's Todd's daughter. She's 23 years old. And as they're sitting there talking, this gets into the conversation about him taking Kayla to the strip club, and everybody, you know, freaked out about it. And I don't judge people because his daughter is grown, and if she was a boy child, then nobody would be making a big deal out of it. All I know is I could not imagine having a girl shake her ass in my face with my daddy sitting right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, just no. But you know, hey, whatever works for Todd and his daughter, that's their business. But me personally, no. Couldn't picture it, couldn't see it, wouldn't want to do it, uncomfortable just thinking about it, okay? Todd says that Kayla is moving to New York soon anyway, so I guess they're going to be able to get that room. But they discussed the weirdness of him taking her to the strip club. Candy would not have made that decision. She, you know, didn't think that was cool. But Candy says that I let him have his way with Kayla. But this new baby, he is not going to be able to dictate to me what is going to happen, okay? And I'm like, that's because that's going to be your baby. Kayla is his baby. And even though this is our family, ultimately, you know, you can only say so much as it pertains to his relationship with Kayla. But see, when that baby come out, and that's both of y'all baby besides little Ace, he probably has a lot of leeway with Ace because Ace is a boy. But this is about to be a little girl. This is going to be Candy's baby. Todd ain't gonna have no say so over here. We already know. Todd feels like I'm going to get in time with my daughter however I can. And if that mean at the strip club over some liquor, then by all means. So y'all, the girls are getting ready for Pride. Cynthia and Eva are getting ready for Pride, and Nene and Marlo are getting ready for Pride. And Nene is getting her makeup done, and she says that the K's love me because I'm over the top. And it's like, yeah, the children love you, Nene. Just like all the rest of the housewives. I am the rainbow. Are you though? Because I feel like if you're not on the spectrum, then you ain't in the rainbow. Like, you can't be a rainbow if you ain't L, G, B, T, or Q. And you ain't none of those. So no, you ain't a rainbow, bitch. You are under the umbrella of the rainbow. But you are not a rainbow, okay? You might be a ray of sunshine, but the rainbow you are not. Marlo comes in and asks how she's doing, and she says, I'm walking in the hands of the Lord. I said, okay, so this is her trying to show us that she's turned over a new leaf. Yeah, just pull a Lord out your back pocket when you're trying to prove you're not a bitch no more. So Marlo asks, how will she be with the other ladies? Marlo is trying to gauge how disrespectful things might get. And Nene says that, God told me to say hello, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just... Hey, she don't really want to have no conversations, but Marlo wants her to be nice and forgive and forget. And Nene says that her spiritual advisor has been telling her to take 10 deep breaths, okay? And that's what she plans to do, but it's definitely going to be a high and a bye. So Cynthia sends Eva this interview that Nene did, a while back or whatever, where she was talking about, it was current at the time, but I remember when it came out initially. And she's talking about how Cynthia is weak and desperate, and how, all of the other girls got her to turn on Nene. And it's like, yeah, just take no responsibility for your part in the breakdown of your friendship with this woman when you tried to dictate to her who she should have invited to her party. That's what happened. That is when the breakdown occurred with she and Cynthia. And Cynthia had enough of that. And so at that reunion, Cynthia had a lot to say. And I'm sorry, but I feel like every interview that Cynthia did has been Cynthia getting it off her chest that she is not in a place anymore where she needs to be friends with somebody that is going to tire her out to the extent that Nene will tire your ass out, okay? Because it all has to be how she wants it. I'm sorry, but even her relationship with Marlo has to be a certain way, has to act a certain way, has to play back to her in order to continue to be her friend. And Marlo knows that and plays her position, and that's why she's still a friend to the show. Okay, that's even why she got back cool. Because remember, she was trying to be cool with Kenya and realized that wasn't the move and got back cool with Nene. Okay, it's all about, for Marlo, her being a friend to Nene is her staying on the show. But Marlo's head is up Nene's ass, and then there's no other way to describe that. But I think this season we're going to be seeing a turn when it comes to that. I think people are going to be calling her out a little bit more, because last season, she just really shitted on everybody and then had nothing to say when they confronted her. It was exhausting, that reunion. Child, Cynthia is too through. Cynthia said, I'm desperate. That wig is desperate. I said, no, not the wig desperate. Eva also had a lot to say. Eva said she feels as if Nene been, messed over Cynthia. And I said, girl, I concur. I could think all the way back to when Nene made Cynthia cry about her parenting. Like, okay, I might have agreed a little bit, but that wasn't your place to tell that lady that she wasn't parenting her daughter correctly. Look at the results. I'm just saying, what are Nene's children doing? So y'all, everybody's getting on the pride float under these circumstances, and there's interviews, and Noelle is there, and Andy is there, warning Nene that Tardy for the Party is a part of the playlist. Lord have mercy. And she was like, me and Kim are fine. I'm like, I'm sure y'all are. Girl, you can keep being cool with that racist all you want to. That's your business. And child, then they walk into each other, and then the episode goes off. And all we know is that Cynthia was probably turning to speak to Nene, but Nene might have, walk right past and act like she didn't see her. But see, if I was Cynthia after you just finished calling me weak and desperate, I wouldn't have no words for your funky ass. I'm sorry, but no. Like, at the end of the day, nothing that Cynthia said in any of those interviews is anywhere close to being called called desperate and weak. She just said she didn't want to be in a friendship with somebody that treated her like that no more. That was really all Cynthia was saying this entire time, was I was tired of being treated like crap because Nene was in the mood to treat somebody like crap. And we saw her do that. So I just kind of feel like everybody acting like, oh, Cynthia's not what y'all thought she was. Man, ain't nobody what we think they are. Cynthia is not on this show because she's some weakling. She just knows how to handle herself in a way that doesn't come off like the villain. And I do think it's taken her a while to get to this point where she feels like, I'm not doing anything that's going to stress me out anymore. And I would really love her to stick to that. Because I was tired of seeing her running behind Nene's ass. Now, I'm glad that the bitch is back. But we just gonna see how that plays out. Because if it's gonna be like last season, then like I said, y'all can have her back. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how you feel. And I'll see y'all in the next one.